Calvin Ford isn't interested in arguments, underdog tales, or what-if situations. Lamont Roach is simply another boxer who is going to be taught a harsh lesson, in his opinion. Tank Davis and Ford see this conflict as just another workday, and it's just business as usual. Ford, who has supported Davis for years, is well aware of how this unfolds because Davis has gone through it all before. He has witnessed fighters enter the ring with lofty goals and even larger egos, only to falter when confronted by Tank Davis's unadulterated strength and accuracy. Despite his self-assurance and perseverance, Roach is only another opponent on Tank's list of people who will soon experience the sting of his strength. Ford, who grew up near the DMV, is aware of the requirements for success. Tank is traveling with his entire family, who are all from Washington, D.C. Despite his camp's best efforts to inflate him, Ford does not perceive Roach as a threat. According to Ford, the truth is straightforward. Fighting a puncher like Tank Davis requires more than just toughness. Tank's first punch will cause Roach to lose confidence, and that's when the game is finished. Ford has repeatedly observed this phenomenon. Fighters enter the fight with big strategies, believing they know how to defeat Tank, but everything falls apart when they are hit by his strikes. They make an effort to adapt and to live, but it's too late. Tank takes control, and he will eventually be knocked out with ease. Ford's years of experience in the game are the foundation of his confidence. He is the one who is most familiar with Tank's capabilities. He sees this altercation as just another work-related evening. Since he has previously witnessed everything, he is not anxious about what Roach may bring to the table. He has witnessed opponents attempt to move, box, and rough Tank up, but it has never been successful. Even though Roach is tough and ready to prove himself, Ford doesn't think he's ready for the pressure Tank is going to put on him. Being confident is one thing, but being ready for what Tank will bring to the ring is quite another. Additionally, Ford believes Roach lacks the necessary skills. Ford doesn't believe the attempts made by Roach's team to portray him as a serious threat. He has witnessed far too many combatants enter with lofty goals only to be destroyed by Tank's influence. Ford believes Roach isn't prepared for what's about to happen, even though he may be hungry. Having played this game long enough, he is aware that Roach and other fighters aren't prepared for this level of difficulty. They speak a great game, but the strategy is completely thrown out the window when the blows start coming. Ford has seen it all before, so he isn't worried. Roach and Davis have a long history dating back to their amateur days. Ford isn't thinking about the past, even though they have met in competitions and fought each other in the ring. The beast Roach faced then was very different from the Davis of today. Tank has become into one of the game's most formidable combatants. He is more seasoned, more shrewd, and more equipped to handle the types of bouts Roach has never encountered. Ford has witnessed this before. Warriors who believe they have figured out how to defeat Tank only to discover, when the bell rings, that they are out of their depth. Ford is all too familiar with this brutal truth. Tank doesn't have much to say. His deeds are more powerful than his words. The back and forth and trash talk are of no interest to Ford. He has witnessed enough to realize that Tank is exceptional. Roach can discuss the amateur's experiences, but that is in the past. Today's Tank Davis is a formidable opponent, and Roach is facing a challenge he has never encountered before. Ford thinks Roach will discover how true that distinction is once the battle is over. Roach's self-assurance and certainty in his ability to prevail don't concern Ford. Roach, in Ford's opinion, is just entering a battle he isn't prepared for. Tank is a different animal, and everything will end when Roach experiences the might of Tank's blows. Ford has witnessed it far too often. Even though Roach is tough, he can't defeat Tank with toughness. Roach's confidence will wane as soon as reality sets in, and he will have to adapt in order to survive. However, it will be too late by then. There is a different energy when Tank enters the ring. Not only is he focused on entertaining his followers, but he is also not distracted by the outside commotion. Even though the naysayers believe Roach isn't a well-known enough name to take on him, the intensity in his training camp shows that he is not taking this fight lightly. Tank is making every effort to hone his skills because he is aware of the stakes. He has never been content to sit on his laurels, and his preparation for this bout indicates that he wants to make another impression. Tank views every battle as his greatest challenge, even though Roach may not be the most well-known name on his record. He takes Roach's camp seriously and is constantly trying to get better and hone his abilities. The outside noise doesn't concern Ford either. Supporters may wonder if Tank's rivals are good enough, but Ford is aware that Tank has been in this situation before. The media, press conferences, and outside talk are all irrelevant. The drama doesn't need to be entertained by Tank. He is aware of what is about to happen and is focused on the battle. It's all business as soon as the bell rings. Ford is aware that Tank's side has already witnessed the conclusion, but Roach's side may be holding out hope for a time. This isn't really a difficulty. When the time comes, Tank will take control of the battle and end it since that's what he does best. There have been many extraneous distractions throughout the build-up to this battle. Tank's reputation is being questioned by critics, fans are calling for larger battles, and the typical cycle of praise and criticism is occurring. Tank has spent years in the spotlight and has witnessed firsthand how quickly the narrative can change. Fans that want to see him lose are tearing him down one moment, and then he's the greatest thing in boxing the next. Ford has seen it all. Tank and other fighters are unable to win over the spectators. They always wait for the opportunity to bring him down, regardless of what he does. Tank, however, stays out of the commotion. He knows how to deal with it since he has been in the game long enough. Roach is entering a battle he has never been in before. He has never encountered anything like this in his professional life. Ford knows exactly what will happen when the two enter the ring together because Tank is a different breed. Roach is going to learn the hard way that Tank is a force of nature and not just another warrior. Ford isn't making a big deal out of the fight because he knows how it will end. Tank has witnessed what occurs when a fighter confronts him in the ring since he has been through it all. They enter with lofty goals, but everything changes when Tank begins to throw fists. Even though Roach is confident, it is insufficient to defeat Tank. Too many fighters have entered believing they have the solution, only to be eliminated by Tank's strength and accuracy, according to Ford. Roach's camp is no exception. Ford is aware that there is no magic here, despite their hopes for a miracle. Tank will triumph, and he will do so in style. Because he doesn't have to, Tank may not be discussing the fight as much as some would like. His deeds will speak for themselves. Tank will demonstrate to the world why there isn't another person like him in the ring when the bell rings. Even if Roach gives it his all, it won't be sufficient. Ford is aware that Tank Davis is in a different league. Tank is just going about his job as usual. This fight isn't about demonstrating anything to anyone. It will be too late by the time the rest of the world catches up. Tank is not alone in this battle. It's a declaration. Another opportunity to remind everyone of the lightweight division's leadership. Although Roach is only another name on the list, he might be his next opponent. Tank has the larger picture in mind. He has already shown his value, and each battle he engages in solidifies his reputation as one of the greatest of all time. The detractors will still be there, ready to discredit him once the battle is finished. However, Tank is aware that no matter what people think, as long as he continues to win, it will not matter. He will continue to add bodies to his record, and he will be regarded as one of the greats when the time comes. Lamont Roach is ultimately just another combatant. On the schedule is another name. Tank will have another body to add to his record. Tank Davis has nothing to prove to anybody. The world will soon catch up to him since he is aware of who he is.